Now before you start going in the comment section and start typing away and explaining how I don't know anything about basketball and I have no clue about what I'm talking about, let me first tell you that this is part 1 of a 2-part series explaining how either team in the NBA Finals, which is the Golden State Warriors and the Toronto Raptors, if you didn't know, which I don't know how you wouldn't know, but if you really didn't know, now you know. And P.S. if you hear some type of wind or something that sounds like rain, I live in New York. We deadass almost had a tornado. Bear with me. But to start this list on why the Toronto Raptors can potentially win the NBA Finals is the injuries of the Golden State Warriors. And I know this is a very typical reason on why the Raptors can potentially win this series. Everybody has stated this. No Cousins, no Durant. But even as typical as it sounds, it doesn't change the fact that this is a very important thing about this series. Not having one of the greatest scorers of all time, not even just scorers, greatest players of all time, will hurt you. And I know most people would throw it back at me saying, oh, they already won without him. 2015, but this is different circumstances. The 2015 Cavaliers that was in the finals do not compare to the 2019 Toronto Raptors that are currently in the finals. The Raptors are a way better team. Another reason why this is a very big concern for the Warriors in this series, they already became accustomed to having Kevin Durant in the finals be the go-to guy, be the go-to scorer, their main isolation player. You take him away from that final situation, it's going to feel different. Last time they was in the NBA Finals without Kevin Durant against a team that's comparable to the Toronto Raptors is 2016. And both Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson both played well under their own standards. And if that happens in this series, Toronto will take it. Another reason why the Toronto Raptors can potentially win this series is the amount of depth they have on this roster. The Raptors are easily one of the deepest teams in the NBA, having guys like Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, Danny Green, Norman Powell. Easily gives teams fits when you're already trying to guard an all-star in Kyle Lowry and a superstar player in Kawhi Leonard. But when you also got to deal with a player that potentially might win Most Improved Player, a guy who's always hustling when he's on the floor, a guy who's always a threat on the perimeter as he can knock down open shots and take you big off the dribble in Pascal Siakam, and also a guy who always makes the intangible plays and always comes up big when he's needed in Marc Gasol, it will definitely give the Golden State Warriors a lot of problems, regardless if they're healthy or not. And the last reason why the Toronto Raptors can potentially win this series is simple. He goes by the name of Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi has been having one of the greatest postseason runs I've ever seen in my life. Posting averages of 31 points per game, historic iconic shot against the Philadelphia 76ers, suppressing the game and neutralizing an MVP candidate in Giannis Antetokounmpo, and finally getting the Toronto Raptors into the NBA Finals for the first time in their franchise history. Finally getting the attention that he deserves from mainstream medias, and they're finally acknowledging how good he really is as he is now in the discussion of being the league's best player. Even though some of the acknowledgement has been out there, like the comparisons to Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, at least he's still getting the credit. And if Kawhi Leonard can keep up this postseason tear that he's on, and if everything else that I said fall into pieces, we will be crowning the Toronto Raptors as the 2019 NBA champions. But if you enjoyed this video, comment down below, like the video, and subscribe. Summer's approaching, and I have a summer goal. I've been sitting around thinking of motivational things that I can put into this channel, and I finally got my idea. We headed for 1,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. The summer ends September 23rd, and I want to get a head start. So we're officially on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And if you want to be on that road, subscribe to the channel. This has been Money Mack, and I'm out.